I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about I was scared she was replacing me.
That would be a scary thought.
It is a scary thought. And you know, Margaret, a lot of times I have found the things that we're afraid of, we get so anxious about it that we try and do things to overcompensate and control the situation.
Right.
Which oftentimes makes the situation a lot worse.
It backfires in some way, inevitably.
Yeah. And so, you know, the more that you are secure within yourself, the less likely you're going to panic or lose emotional self-control when the relationship has some struggles.
Right.
Which inevitably, every relationship will have some struggles here or there. But the more we are unbalanced within ourselves, I feel the more we do things in an effort to stop that thing we're afraid of.
Right.
Like, you know me with Star Wars.
Right.
And the analogy of Darth Vader. The very thing he was afraid of, losing his wife, he caused to happen.
Right.
And so, in an effort to save her from death, he winds up killing her.
Yep.
Of course, it's just a story, but it's like a Greek tragedy.
It's like a Greek tragedy, right. That the thing we're the most focused on somehow. Yeah, absolutely.
And I see things like that happen all the time. People are going to, I know some of the Star Wars fans are going to be like, that was Anakin Skywalker. Yeah, so Anakin winds up turning to the dark side because he was promised the power to save her from death, and then he winds up becoming jealous and insecure, and that she was going to leave him for somebody else. Right. And then he winds up choking her and she dies having the babies. So, I mean, talk about the tragedy that I see in so many of my calls in any given week.
When people panic, they can do some really crazy stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you always want to look within yourselves at the things that you're afraid of and how they might be controlling your life in a lot of different ways.
That's a very profound point. Yeah.
Yeah, because this thing that you're desperately trying to stop from happening, a lot of times it's just a normal thing that might happen, and then you wind up pushing somebody away or doing things that turn them off, right, where they just can't be with you anymore.
Our fears are very important and very important to know. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. So I got a good email coaching today that I thought would be interesting to share. This is from a guy, we're going to call him Marvin. And he and his wife, we'll call her Allison, are right around the same age, right around 30 years old. Now he says, she said she wants a divorce after a 14-year relationship and their marriage is about 10 years. Okay? So he said, it wasn't that long ago, a couple months. Mm-hmm. And he said at first it was separation, but now she says she wants divorce, even though nothing has been filed as of right now. I went to her family for advice and to see why she is doing this. She found out, and this upset her because it caused problems between her and her family.
That never works, but people do it all the time. I just heard it yesterday.
I made that mistake myself. Yep. I did it too. I understand. But that's why we warn you guys, because a lot of times it just does upset the person. Right. And they get frustrated. Right. Okay, he goes on to say, I also begged her to come home on day 2, saying we could work this out. These aren't reasons to break up our family. Okay, so he's saying the reasons are having male friends on her social media which was a boundary we both set for each other. Okay, so I guess when they first started dating, they had some kind of boundary about adding people on social media, and I think he got scared that she was going to leave him for one of these other guys.
Yep.
So, of course, that fear caused him to probably be controlling. We're going to see, right? Okay, he says, she did it because I was stationed, we'll say in another state, I'm not going to say where, and didn't have any real close friends. She just wanted friends when I got out of the army. She added both male and females who were on her team at work. So it seems that there might not be anything suspicious here because she's adding women and men from her work team.
And I'm guessing that he's also afraid she cheated while he was gone.
I'm sure there was a big part of that going on there. He says, I realize now it was me dealing with it from childhood trauma. I saw it as her trying to replace me, even though it wasn't the case. She also said I changed, and she allowed me to, and I put her in a shell. So when he puts it like that, Margaret, it makes me think it's a lot more serious than the way he's describing.
I would agree. It sounds like he got so controlling, she felt like she was being crowded in a shell. It must be crowded in there.
Yeah. And it sounds to me like it was pretty intense.
Yes.
That it had been going on for some time,
Right.
and she probably just got frustrated and tired over it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. She says she won't talk about feelings because it confuses her, and she feels torn what to do between us, but she is still pushing for divorce. She will not talk about it besides the day-to-day talk, as we have 2 children together.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I'm trying my best with no contact, but since we have kids, I only text about the kids or separation of accounts.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, I think that's what he's got to do at this point, you know. She's conflicted, but it seems like she really believes that this is the right decision for her right now.
Right.
And the more he meddles with friends and family, the more she's going to be
Right.
confident in her decision.
Yeah.
He says, I never text her first. We live apart. Due to her family saying she is making a mistake, she isn't seeing things clearly, she is now getting her first apartment. Now, Margaret, I don't like that
I don't either.
statement. She isn't seeing things clearly.
In other words, she doesn't make her own decisions. That's what... In other words, she's just going to do what her family says.
Yeah, and she's crazy or wrong for thinking what she's thinking or feeling.
Right, exactly.
And I don't like that.
No, it's disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's not seeing it right. If she saw it right, she'd do it my way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's making a mistake. Well, you may feel like she's making a mistake, but, you know, 2 people have 2 different sides on their, you know, how they feel about something.
Right.
So I read that and I figured
Yeah.
you weren't going to like that either.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Now, I was a little unclear if he said that or if that's what they were telling her, that she's seeing things unclearly. Because
Whatever.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
She's
no.
not going to like it.
No.
Her family doesn't understand why she is doing this and tried to tell her she is not making the right move. So she doesn't talk to them about this.
Well, good for her. This is her decision and no one else's. Not his, not the family, no one else's.
Yep.
So she's being told from all around that she's not seeing things right and she's crazy. Yep.
Yep. So why would she want to open up
Why
to
would
them?
she talk to anybody?
Yeah. And you know, when you get them involved like this, now the support system that may have been more encouraging to her or supportive is now she's even more isolated and angry. She's going to be more angry at you because you've involved them, and now everybody's in her business, and maybe they would have been a little bit more encouraging behind the scenes instead of kind of attacking her here.
Right.
So it's making it worse.
Yep.
She has shut them out unless they ignore her decisions because she feels they are all on my side.
I can understand why she thinks that.
Yep, and
And that can happen,
mhm.
unfortunately, frequently. Yeah.
But you don't want to try and push somebody
No.
into a corner like this, because
Nope.
it's not going to go well. She knows I don't want this, and I'm not seeing anyone. When I asked, why do you want a divorce? She says, I don't know. I really don't know why, but I feel I need to do this. Margaret, what do you think about that?
Well, I think she doesn't want to tell him. And I think it was clear before when one of them said something about a shell around her.
Mm-hmm.
I think she finds him controlling and jealous, and I think she's afraid to say that.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
That would be my interpretation.
I think that's a really good observation.
Yeah.
From her being at home, I know there isn't anyone else in the picture. It's almost as if she's having a midlife crisis. Since doing no contact, she has lost 20 pounds in a week. She will that's a lot.
That's crazy.
She will randomly send me TikToks every 9 days.
Every 9 days.
Yeah, I guess so. That's what he said. She consistently asks me for help with things like fixing the car, but I decline. How can I save my marriage?
Well, for one thing, if she asks you for help with the car, help her.
Okay.
I want you back, but I'm not going to help you fix your car.
Well, you do have 2 kids with her, so you really don't want to leave her struggling without a car, getting the kids to school or whatever. He didn't say the age of the kids. But, Margaret, one of the first things that I'm thinking is, she's right around 30. Mm-hmm. And they've been together for 14 years.
So let's do the math, right?
They started dating at 16.
Yep. I always look at that. And that can have a profound impact, right?
Agreed.
So how much older is he?
He's right around the same age.
Right around the same age,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Men seem to fare better with that than women do. And then when women get to be a certain age, because women don't get to move around quite the same way that men do. They can often feel like they didn't see enough of the world, they didn't have enough chance to grow up, and if she's letting her family make her decisions, then she's still wrestling with growing up.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, she's been with this guy since she's been around
Yep.
15, 16, somewhere in that age.
Right.
I mean, and so now she's probably thinking, I've been doing this my whole life, or half my life.
Right.
All my adult life,
Right.
and it's just not working.
First, yeah.
It's not like the relationship has been great and they're having a great relationship. He's been controlling, making her feel like she's had to go into a shell, probably for many, many years.
Yep.
He was probably deployed a lot of time, I'm guessing, over the years, and so there's probably been a slow disconnect.
So she was tied up but lonely. I mean, she was in a relationship, in a marriage, but lonely.
Mm-hmm.
And we hear this pretty frequently with folks who are in the service.
And then when she tries to grow and meet other new
Right.
people, he's trying to control that, and it only makes her want it more.
And of course, she went from being controlled probably by her family, she was only 16, to his again trying to arrange for her to be controlled by her family.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's saying, I'm going to make my own decision right now, and I don't even owe you an explanation.
Yep. And it's obviously difficult when you have small kids in the
Of
picture.
course.
I mean, we don't know how old the kids are. But when you have kids together, it makes it even more challenging. But, how can you save this marriage? I think, showing her a lot of compassion and understanding and taking a good hard look at what you may have done to make her feel like she's been in a shell or couldn't be herself. You want her to feel like if she comes back with you that she can be herself.
Right, exactly.
And that she can be the person that she wants to be and not feel like, I've gone from being controlled by my parents to being controlled by my husband.
And then he tried to call in my parents for reinforcement.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be my own self. I want to be independent. And I don't think that her need to be independent has ever crossed his mind.
Yeah.
That would just be a guess. That may be unfair. I apologize, sir. But it could be.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm in his shoes, I'd be really reflecting on the relationship and what you guys could do if she's willing to give that another chance, to let it be more of her being her own independent person. You know, when you try and control somebody and make them feel like they're in a shell, it's what, an annihilation fear.
Yep.
Right?
I'm not going to get to be my own self. Right. I'm not going to get to be my own self. And it's a healthy part of her that's saying, oh, yes, I am. Okay? You're not going to control me so that I don't feel like I can be myself. But I get the sense that he's totally baffled and confused.
I do too.
Yeah.
I would get into individual therapy.
Absolutely.
This woman has known you for many, many, many years. And so she probably knows many things about you that you don't even know. So get into the therapy and, you know, do a great job co-parenting with her and not pressuring her or trying to manipulate her. And just do a good job of trying to act like an adult here. So as she has time to reflect on things and figures out who she is and what she wants to do, maybe she wants a career, who she wants to become.
Right.
If you try and come back together, it's more of two adults coming back together who have their own independence and identity than her feeling like, if I get back with him, it's going to be more of me feeling controlled, being told what I can do, where I can't go, who I can't be.
And who I'm talking to on the computer.
Yeah. So I think this is a situation that's going to need time.
I have one more suggestion for him. It sounds to me like he has horrific abandonment fears. And it would be, if he wants to work on being controlling, it would be really helpful for him to process that in therapy. How come he's so scared of a loss? What happened to him perhaps in the past to make that a huge issue for him?
Yeah, I agree too. But, you know, she could figure out what's going on within herself and decide that she wants to give it another chance in the future. I think the more that you act like an adult who's respectful of her decision and just try to be in her life in a way that you're acting like adults surrounding the kids, the more likely she's going to see your changes over time, or figures out what's going on within herself, that if she wants to give that relationship another chance.
But I think you're hurt and angry, of course. We can understand that. But it's not going to bring her back to you if you're unhelpful. Okay? So I think Craig is absolutely right. Your first job is to be good co-parents and then see where it goes from there. But getting into therapy will have an impact on her. If you just read books or think about yourself or do some stuff online, not going to have the impact for her that getting into therapy.
I agree.
Yeah.
In this particular situation, I think it would make a huge difference because she has known you half your life, essentially.
Yep.
And she probably would be really surprised to hear that you've been consistently in therapy. Now, you don't want to wave it in her face and be like, I'm in therapy now. It's got to come out in time after you've done it for a while in a natural way.
Right.
Not trying to showboat it in front of her and all of a sudden it's going to magically work, because it won't work like that.
But I've seen it happen before that the male party in a situation like this is so hurt and so confused that their anger comes out in the everyday contacts, and that's not what you want. You want to attract her back, not push her away.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so obviously it's a tough situation, and if you want to talk with us, you can.
Sure, of course.
You know, for anybody that wants to get our help personally, all you have to do is go to my website, askcraig.net, and you can sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Of course, Margaret is available for Skype coaching.
If you feel that I can be helpful, please sign up.
Just click on Margaret on the top of the website to do that. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon. To get my help personally, go to askcraig.net and click on Schedule Coaching and choose the option that works best for you. I do email coaching or Skype. To schedule a coaching with Margaret, click on Margaret on the top of the page and order a Skype with her. For the Knowledge Creative Healing course, click on the link at the top of the page and click Get Started Now.